Welcome. This is going to be a SketchUp tutorial on building stairs, and we'll get to that in a moment, but before we do that I'd like to point a few things out. First of all, I'm on a Mac, so I'll use the word command when I actually mean control for PC users, and I'll basically be doing that talking about shortcut keys. And over here on the right side is keys that you use without the command or the control key. You just press the key itself. Spacebar is for select. Escape stops the current operation in case you started drawing something and you don't want to finish it. Pressing the R key changes to the rectangle tool. Pressing the P key changes to the push-pull tool. And pressing the G key by itself actually does a make component. And then the only other two I listed are Control Z, which is basically undo. And Command 6 I've listed here. On the Mac you can choose different camera angles. Command 1 would be for looking straight down onto things. So if I press Command 1, I'm looking straight down, and you'll notice that it's the top view because in the upper left here it shows the word top. So the various Command 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's Command 2 is the bottom, Command 3 is the front. So Command 6 takes you over to the right view. I listed that one just because that's kind of the view I like to start in, and I'll show you why in just a second. So to get started, we will change the view slightly using the middle mouse button. And the first thing I want to do for this stair tutorial is to draw some floors. And to start a floor, we need to draw a floor joist. So we'll choose the rectangle tool by pressing the R key. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to draw a rectangle that represents the end of a 2x12. And I'd like to do it vertically along the blue axis and extending along the green axis. And when I start at the origin and I start to draw, you'll notice that I can't quite do that. It looks like SketchUp wants to snap to the green axis and the red axis instead of the blue axis. So I'll press escape to get out of this tool, and I will use the Command 6 or the right camera angle, and now you can see that I'm basically looking down the red axis and I see the green and the blue axis only. So now when I start to draw my rectangle, it snaps to the blue and green. So in this case I want to do 11.5, 1.5. So now we have our rectangle, and we use the orbit tool to orbit up a little bit, and now I'll use the push-pull tool to pull this into a, say, a 16, let's do a 20-foot 2x12. And now we have basically a 2x12 sitting there. So we'll triple click any surface of that, and we'll type G to make a component out of it, and I'm just going to call this 2x12 by 20 feet. And press enter. And it replaces that component and gives me a nice handy 2x12. And one thing I like to do is color the component. I'll bring this in here, I believe I can do that. And I'll choose wood. And it's strange, but I like to use this OSB board for my joists. So if I click there, now I have a colored 2x12.